A once in a thousand year flood.
A 1 in a 1,000 year flood.
A 1 in 1,000 year flood.
A 1 in 1,000 year flood.
1 in a 1,000 year flood.
Once in a 1,000 year flood of events.
6 different 1 in a 1,000 year flood events happening in the last 30 days.
It is a 1 in 1,000 or a 0.1% chance that that level of flooding could happen in any given year.
Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Welcome to day 588. U.S. weather models are warning of a very dangerous and prolonged heat wave over western states this week and into the Labor Day weekend. More than 55 million people are currently under heat alerts in the West, including 20 of the most populated cities. More than 100 records could be broken. The National Weather Service in Los Angeles said, quote, "We will very likely be in the midst of a full-fledged and potentially dangerous heat wave by midweek. Record-breaking or not, this prolonged heat wave is going to be very dangerous," end quote. Moving on, the Department of Education will discharge another $1.5 billion in student debt, this time for students who enrolled in Westwood College. The Education Department found that 79,000 borrowers who attended Westwood College, a private for-profit institution that closed in 2016, were, quote, routinely misled, end quote, about their job prospects and expected earnings after graduation. The forgiveness will happen automatically, regardless of whether former students have applied for a borrower defense discharge. Meanwhile, the Labor Department reported 11.2 million job openings in July, up from the previous month's 11 million and in excess of the 10.3 million that was estimated. Job openings outnumber the available workers by about a 2-to-1 margin and have remained above 10 million since the summer of 2021. Moving on, Senator Lindsey Graham warned that there would be riots in the street if Trump is prosecuted for taking highly classified government documents to Mar-a-Lago after he left the White House. The White House press secretary criticized the dangerous comments about violence from, quote, extreme Republicans, end quote. And finally, Trump demanded that the 2020 presidential election be declared irreparably compromised and that a new election should be held immediately. The truth post from Trump came after news reports that Facebook temporarily limited a controversial story about Hunter Biden's laptop in users' news feeds before the 2020 election. Trump was responding to comments from Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, made on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, that the FBI had warned Facebook to be on the lookout for potential Russian misinformation on the platform. Still, the twice-impeached ex-president posted to his social media app, which is currently banned from the Google Play Store because of insufficient content moderation, that he should be declared the winner of the election that was decided 2 years ago, and that, quote, this would be the minimum solution, declare the 2020 election irreparably compromised and have a new election immediately, end quote. Trump also spent all of Tuesday morning posting or reposting more than 60 inflammatory messages on social media, including many from QAnon accounts and 4chan. And in the polls, YouGov says 43% of Americans believe a civil war is somewhat likely in the next 10 years. 54% of Americans who identify as strong Republicans say a civil war is likely in the next decade. And Gallup says 71% of Americans now approve of labor unions, the highest number since 1965. 16% of Americans live in a household where at least one resident is a union member. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.